Today, it's all about 3 steps to busting your sugar cravings and finally losing that body fat once and for all, okay? So we're gonna get into a little bit of the science behind the things that I'm gonna get into, and then I'm gonna give you 3 very tangible steps that you could take away today and start using right away to start seeing results, all right? If you and I haven't met yet, my name is Tara. I am a certified personal trainer, certified nutrition coach, certified health coach, and a women's health registered nurse. So I come to you live every single Wednesday to talk about something in the space of wellness and weight loss, anti-inflammatory foods that we can be eating and lifestyle. And I really believe in hitting all 4 aspects in order to create a well-rounded approach. So it's the mindset, the lifestyle, the nutrition, and the fitness. So every single Wednesday, you'll find me right here talking about something in those 4 categories. All right, so let's talk about carbs and blood sugar first, okay? Because we're talking about busting those sugar cravings so that you can get control of what you're eating and reduce those cravings, eliminate those cravings, and start to lose that body fat. So let's talk about it. So when you eat a carbohydrate, this turns into sugar, a starchy carbohydrate, okay? And that raises your blood sugar. So we're talking about, sure, the cake, the cookies, all those things that you know already have sugar in them. But we're also talking about things like yogurt that have added sweeteners, or the trail mix that you buy in the stores that have sugar in them a lot of times, a lot of the hidden sugars, okay? Bread will fall into this category, and pasta, and even fruit and some of the healthier carbs like oats and quinoa and everything. So stay tuned. I'm not against carbs. I will tell you exactly what I believe is healthy for most people most of the time. Okay, so when you eat something that has carbs in it, that elevates your blood sugar, right? So the carbs are broken down, and sugar, we'll just call it, right? It's glucose or fructose, but it all comes down to sugar. I'm trying to simplify things for you guys. And that raises our blood sugar. So what happens is when our blood sugar is elevated, insulin comes out. Insulin's like the little gatekeeper that tells the sugar where to go and directs traffic. So insulin is elevated when your blood sugar is elevated. And that's good because it helps us get energy from our food. But at the same time, when insulin is elevated, it's a fat storage hormone, and you're not going through your body fat. You're not losing body fat when insulin is elevated, okay? That's going to be important to know for later in the video. So you eat something with carbs, your blood sugar is elevated, insulin is released as a result, and it starts to sort of usher the sugar to where it needs to go. So every single cell in your body uses sugar for energy. So it's going to send it to your cells. It's going to send it to your muscles to use up for when you're exercising. It's going to send it to your liver because your liver stores it in a form called glycogen, so that basically when you're sleeping and you're not eating, your liver can spill out little bits of sugar so you can still be using it as energy. So it's stored in your liver as well. And then once those are all used up, guess what happens? The excess blood sugar is stored as fat. Okay, so your sugar's up, your insulin says, okay, let's stuff this away here, let's stuff this away there, let's stuff this away there. All those places are filled, so now we have to store the rest of it as body fat. So not only, it's a double whammy, not only are you not burning your body fat that you already have, but now you're actually storing more body fat. Okay, so sugar cravings end up happening as a result because you're used to this whole roller coaster of the sugar spikes and then the sugar crashes, sugar spikes and crashes. So when you crash back down, your body starts to send really strong hormonal signals that tell your brain, which tells you to go and find a source of sugar. So you might notice this a lot of times, that afternoon crash. A lot of people feel this, or the after dinner munchies that you're looking for something sweet. These are really the common time periods that people are looking for something sweet. Okay, so now I don't believe in no carbs for most people most of the time because it's not sustainable. There certainly are exceptions where it could be used as a therapeutic tool for certain people. I'm not going to get into that, but in terms of ketosis for most people most of the time, I don't believe that should be a something that people follow all the time. And here's why. I really believe in things being sustainable, and I just don't think that most people are willing to live the entire rest of their lives without having any carbs. Or, I should say no more than 20 grams of carb a day, which is what ketosis usually is. Excuse me. So for that reason, I really teach people how to have more of a balanced approach because it's more sustainable, and people usually feel that they've got the best amount of energy with that and everything, okay? Another thing to keep in mind is that sugar, 1 gram of sugar, kind of comes along with an ounce of water. So for every gram of sugar, carbs, whatever that you're eating, it's gonna hold on to about an ounce of water, okay? So this is why when you go on a super low carb diet, people tend to lose tons of weight in the beginning. A lot of that is the water weight that's coming off, okay? So it's a little bit deceiving, and when you're looking to lose body fat, it's just good to know that that's not always body fat that's coming off. So here, this is what I believe in. At the same time, we can't go crazy with the carbs, right? Here are my 3 steps to busting your sugar cravings and losing that body fat. Number 1, you're going to limit the amount of carbs you have, pay attention to portion sizes, and to the frequency in which you're eating these carbs, okay? So for example, if you're going to have a breakfast and you're gonna have oatmeal with some fruit on top and, maybe even a little drizzle of honey, and then you're gonna have like a glass of orange juice with it, those are 4 different carbs, okay? You've got the oats, you've got the fruit, you've got the honey, and then you've got the orange juice, okay? That is going to spike up your blood sugar so high. You're lacking protein, you're lacking fat, and those things are important to balance it out, okay? So rather, if you'd like the oatmeal, have the oatmeal with maybe just a few berries, because berries are a lower glycemic fruit, okay? So not too much sugar with that. And then have some protein and fat with it. So you might want to have a handful of nuts or maybe a hard-boiled egg on the side, okay? So you really want to balance these things out. So my recommendation is to limit your starchy carbs to 2 or 3 servings in a day, okay? A serving would be about the amount that fits inside your hand like this, or about a half a cup. So about a half a cup, limit it to 2 to 3 times throughout the day and spread it out, all right? So you can have it with your breakfast and your dinner, or your breakfast and your lunch, or your lunch and your dinner, but you probably don't need it at all 3. If you're very active, you might need some with each of your meals, and that's fine, but still watch your portion sizes, okay? The other thing is you want to pair your carbs with that protein and fat, okay? I mentioned that before with the egg and the almonds, but that really slows down that spike. It won't spike your blood sugar as high, and so therefore your insulin is not going to need to come up as high, and you'll be able to come back down to baseline and start to burn through your own body fat stores, right? So when the blood sugar is not too high, the insulin's not too high, you can start to tap into your own body fat stores. And then meal timing. So it's a good idea for most people, again, most of the time, to go about 12 hours overnight without eating. That's a good amount of time for your body to do some repair work and clean up and give your digestion a break. And it just helps with overall with your hormone balancing and things like that. That's going to help you throughout the day as well. Okay, so about 12 hours overnight, and then during the day, make sure you're not just eating all the time. That's going to keep your blood sugar and your insulin spiked. So you want to do kind of like mini fasts between your meals and your snacks. For most people, truthfully, 3 meals a day is fine. If you're pretty active or you're breastfeeding or you've got something else going on, 3 meals and a snack, so you're eating about 4 times a day, spread out throughout the day, and then having your 12 hours overnight. That's a pretty good place, and most people find that they get awesome results just starting with that, okay? So I have a little timetable just to give you an example. If you ate your breakfast at around 8 in the morning, you ate your lunch at about 12 p.m., you had a snack, let's just say about 3:30 or so, and then your dinner was at around 7 or 7:30, and you wrap up by 8. So you're going from 8 at night to 8 in the morning without eating. And then throughout the day, you're eating every 3.5 to 4 hours, okay? So you're still eating 4 times a day. It's spread out, but the time between the meals is good enough that your blood sugar and your insulin can come down and you can start to burn through some of your body fat. How amazing would it be to know that between each of your meals and snacks, you're actually tapping into your own body fat reserves in order to go through that and lose that excess body fat, right? That's exciting. Our body fat is on us to be able to be actually utilized for fuel if given the opportunity. So those are 3 things that you can start doing right away to crush your sugar craving.